Yeah, what's going on? It's your boy Bizzy Crook, and you are now tuned into the Biz with D. You heard? Good luck.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to the Biz with D. Right here, right now, with your rockstar on the mic, David Dwayne. We got Bizzy Crook on the line with us. What's going on, man?
Hey, what it do, man? Everything good, man?
That's what's up. Thanks so much for this interview. Definitely appreciate that. I mean, man, I definitely am a fan of you. I discovered your music on the on Kidding's tours like that. I was definitely at the Philly show, and I was like, man,
oh word,
dope. So I definitely had to.
Philly was loud. Philly was rocking, man. Philly showed me love every time.
Absolutely. Philly got some fucking smokers too. So man, let get this interview started. You're from Miami, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me, about being one of like the new artists out of Miami right now. I'm definitely doing dope things right now. How's that make you feel?
Oh man, we just happy. We happy that going back home and getting the love that we getting and finally getting the support that we've been working to get. It's just an amazing feeling, man. Miami is one of the most amazing cities, and there's a lot of talent out there, and we glad that we kind of broke that barrier, and taking the new Miami to a new level.
Absolutely. So now, growing up in Miami for you, what were some of the artists from your area that definitely inspired you today?
Oh man, everything. See, the thing about Miami, a lot of people don't understand. It's a very Miami is a very big, large city that's just it's very connected. Meaning, for example, if you from you could be from Broward, for example. When I moved out of Miami, I moved to this place called West Miramar. But yet, when you have family, growing up in Miami, your family's just everywhere. You still gotta go shop here. You still gotta go. My mom went to work, dropped me off at my aunt's crib here in Hialeah and all these places. So you just kind of see it's a lot. So definitely the culture, man. Just definitely the stuff I've seen. Just at an early age, I was around the older dudes getting money and driving the cars and really showed me that life. So a lot of that stuff, going to the club, I was in the club at 16, 17 years old, going straight to high school.
Wow.
The next morning, yeah.
Nice. So now, being that you were in the club that young, like that, was it more so to find fun, your sound as far as your own music was concerned, or was it just the vibe of music that just made you be in that element at that time? So
man, I think since I've seen I'm trying to figure out the best way to explain it to you. It's I'm a very unique, complex person. I always kind of lived in two different worlds. Half of my homies. I got homies back home in college doing this school thing, and I got homies behind the walls. So, so my story is very, I got a very unique story to tell. So, being in the club and around these environments, and at a young age, and then going through the stuff that I personally go through and then incorporating it, that's kind of how I created my story and created my sound.
Absolutely. So now, at the age of 18, I know that you inked your first deal with Mona Sky Young. Definitely doing great things like that. How was it, working with Mona, such as a early time of your career?
Man, Mona was great. Mona was great. At the time, I was still in high school, actually. And then right to when I just graduated, and I learned a lot from her at the time. I was a kid, I was a younger kid, and I had a lot of growing up to do and really getting my mind right. But I learned a lot from that woman, and I'm happy for her and her success. She's very important in hip hop.
Definitely. And even with working with Mona, you had co-signs from Busta Rhymes, Jim Jones, like that, to receive such co-signs like that from these artists who, definitely been doing big things like that. How's that make you feel?
Oh man, Jim Jones. I grew up on Dipset and Busta. So meeting these people and building relationships with them, it's just surreal because you go back to, being however old you was and remember listening to Dipset or Busta Rhymes for the first time, and then working with this artist or knowing it or even being a friend of this person. It's like a bookmark. It kind of just shows you how far you come.
Definitely. And even last year, you got the chance to work with Nelly. Tell us about that, because Nelly is dope and stuff like that. I know you were featured on his latest mixtape. How was that to be featured on something his
project? Yeah. Nelly's out. Nelly's Country Grammar album is probably the fourth hip hop album I ever had. So yeah, that meant a lot. Nelly was when he was going up to Full Out again, Air Force, and Nelly's had a tremendous influence on us all growing up. So working with this guy, and then he's probably the most humble person I've ever met. And he's just somebody. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, he's just one of the most humble people you ever met, and funny, and just he always in good spirits. So being in the studio working with him is always fun.
Absolutely, that's definitely what I hear as well. Because I have a client that has worked with him. She was on a television show, and she says the exact same thing. Like, he's so humble. He's like really down to earth and real cool to work with. So that's really good to hear.
Yeah.
So now, recently, you were on tour with Kidding. Tell me about that tour. And how that tour was different from all the other tours that you've done and shows us that. Because I mean, you've done a lot.
Right. Well, yeah, this was my second tour. It was my first nationwide tour, and man, it was the time of my life. I had all my homies, I had my whole team with me, the people I came up with, and put us on a tour bus, and we went across the whole country, wilding every night. And going out there and getting love, and I had the world screaming good luck, man. It was the time of my life.
Right. And what city do you feel like was the loudest?
Man, it was a couple. It was so many shows, and the energy just grew every night. But Philly was definitely one of them. Philly definitely came out and turned up with the boys.
Yeah, definitely. Philly always is turn-ups like that. New York, too. I think I had a couple friends that went to the New York show, and I heard that was a little bit more crazier than Philly was.
Yeah, New York was crazy. I brung out Joel, Santana, Matt Wiles, and brung out Ferg. It was crazy.
That's what's up. And now, being able to do, I want to ask you a question about that, because not a lot of new artists. I wouldn't even say new artists, but you're kind of still new to a lot of different people. So for you, being able to, bring out these big artists when you come out on stage, does that always shock you in the moment to be like, hey, I can call this person, and they're like, yo, bro, no problem, I'll be there. Bet. Does that always surprise you, or does it
Yeah, man, yeah, because in this game it's about everything. It's about organic love and organic relationships, and a lot of times when being around an artist, that isn't that doesn't mean that they really mess with you like that. So Joel's coming out, going back to the Jim Jones thing earlier. This is Dipset, this is what we grew up on. So Joel's coming out on stage. I can't even explain the feeling. And then Matt Wiles, me and Matt Wiles kind of seen each other come up a lot. I didn't see Matt Wiles for probably the last year, just all in the same mixes. And then, for him to, he got a lot going on. These are people who got a lot going on, and they come out to show love. You gotta always remember that.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's definitely a big thing. Just gotta recognizing real and showing love in the hip hop industry.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people feel like in hip hop that nobody, that the guys are messing with people, girls and women can jump on tracks, but males they think wild shit. I'm like, no, y'all are just wrong. Y'all just just damn beefing and won't admit it. So now, let me ask you about like your not even your influence when it comes to the music, but like where do you gain like the inspiration to write? Because I mean, your pen game is sick. Like I was just going through a lot of different tracks, and even your recent single "No Limit," it was like, yo, he's definitely touching on real shit.
Right. Man, I tell my story to the best of my ability. You know, growing up, like I was the quiet kid that wasn't really talking much, but I knew I knew how to explain how I felt through the music. So music became my outlet in the way I used to talk about things. So me taking my dreams and being able to inspire, being able to know that the music inspires people, it kind of makes it your job to do so. So now it's at the point where it's like I want to tell my story, so you could take whatever you relate to from my story and apply it to yours. So it's everything from literally like this No Hard Feelings project. I'm really letting y'all in on stuff people don't know, and the story's just coming from everything. Conversations with girls every day. As far as the studio, it's all about the vibe. I got my whole team there. Make sure we got a couple girls, some drinks, and it's all about a good time and being in a real mind state where you could just be real, because all I'm doing is being real, telling my story. I'm just rhyming with it.
Exactly, and that's important, because a lot of artists, they don't recognize the fact that you've got to capitalize on having a good time and, hey, have those girls there and have a few drinks and live in the moment and get the right vibe. Don't.
Right. Everybody got a different vibe. That's just, it's different records for different vibes. If I want to do, like, No Limit, I could assure you that was done around, 3, 4 a.m. in the studio, girls, some drinks and stuff like that. But then, some more of the personal records, like a lot of the stuff on No Hard Feelings, where I didn't want nobody except people that knew me for, most of my life. So it's all about the vibe.
That's true. Yeah, I definitely agree. With me being an artist as well, I definitely can agree about the vibe and what kind of atmosphere you want around you. But I think that the right atmosphere that you have around while you do your music to tell a story, I think it makes sense. To fully get it out.
Right, because you got to look at it like, okay, it's like you with a group of people and it's not the right vibe, As far as me, what I do, it's like speaking in front of a class. Like I said, you just rhyming. So you want to be in the best zone. You want to be in the best vibe where you could do that. And, you could just be yourself.
For sure. So now let's talk about the EP, No Hard Feelings. So basically, from what I get from what the project's going to be, is basically you telling your story, pretty much, right?
Yeah, in a different light. No Hard Feelings, it basically means no anger, no resentment. No Hard Feelings is it's a statement. It's kind of like me telling the world no hard feelings, no anger, no resentment on my part. I'm letting a lot of stuff go, and the way to let it go is by addressing it. So I'm addressing a lot of stuff I never addressed, and I'm really letting my fans and the listeners really get to know me on a whole different level.
Right. That makes
sense. So it goes back to like the stories, directed at certain people, who did certain things in my life, and me just kind of, I'm at the point where I'm realizing all these downs and all these struggles and trials and tribulations, it was all part of the rhythm. Everything happens for a reason, and it all led to this part. So now it's me taking things and touching on them subjects and telling the story of no hard feelings. And every song, the cool thing about it is every song on a project is basically me addressing no hard feelings to another person, meaning, it's no anger on my side. Y'all did this, y'all slept on me. But, it's love. It's no hard feelings. But this is what it is.
I definitely feel that. So now, how do you feel like that people are going to react to this project, being the fact that it's definitely your story, but it's more so, I feel like it's definitely like a reality and a truthful thing.
Yeah, man. In my stories, it's a lot of stories and stories. And the more you know me and it's like a big puzzle. So the more you know me, the more you get to know me, you could go back to songs, and they might make more sense